Hi guys. So obviously it's still the same day, but I thought this was a pressing thing that I needed to get out there. So I was actually sitting down and doing my research for my video for tomorrow, and I came across this information. I apologize for the sound that you're going to be hearing. There's music and people lighting off fireworks. We live in the middle of town, so it is what it is. You got to deal with neighbors, unfortunately. So, come on, Zeus. And of course, the dog has to follow me everywhere because he's a pain in my ass. I love him, but he's still a pain in my ass. Okay, so yesterday, this is breaking news today, but this happened yesterday, which I find it kind of funny that they waited until today to come out with this information. But we also have to keep in mind that this occurred in Russia, and the time zone in Russia is different than the time zone here. So just because we just received the information today, and it happened in Russia yesterday, the time is different. So there is that to take into consideration. Everybody's like, why are you waiting an entire day before you let us know about this? Well, that probably has something to do with it. Let's just be totally honest. So I don't know how many people know about this. This is brand new. But a Russian submarine did catch fire, and all of the crew members, 14 of them, did perish in the fire. So let's kind of get some information as far as the submarine is concerned out of the way, and then I'll discuss, what could be the potential downfalls of this kind of instance that happened. So this sub was specifically made back in 2010 as far as a covert operation, as well as to explore the depths of the sea. Okay, so it is made to go farther than a normal submarine can go. It carries up to about 25 crew members at a time at its maximum capacity, and it can dive thousands of feet below the surface. Like I said, they are using it as a covert operation. So they're pretty hush-hush as far as what the intentions of, its operations were concerned. They didn't get a lot of information as far as that. It may come out sooner rather than later, or it may come out later. Who knows? We know how everything is covered up and things like that, so we'll have to just wait and see what happens with that. What they were saying, though, is it was used in order to extend Russia's territorial claims to the seafloor underneath the Arctic Ocean. Okay. Now, China developed a similar submarine based off of this submarine in order to stake its claim for the same purpose. So we have that we need to be thinking about in the back of our mind. So China's copying the same thing. So it's kind of like a race as far as who's going to get there quicker, who's going to discover stuff quicker, and who's going to take the resources out quicker, because that's the entire point, essentially, other than whatever the covert operations are, which obviously they're not going to tell us that. They're covert for a reason. But what we know at this point is they were discovering that there are an abundance of minerals underneath the shelf in the sea that they were trying to extract through the submarine and use that for whatever reason. Do I know? I have no idea. It didn't say in any of the information that I was looking through today as far as, what the hell they would be using that information, those minerals for. But that is something that they were doing. So we have to bear in mind that, they are in a race with China to get that information, to get those minerals, and to get it back as quick as possible and be the first ones to do it. Let me see here. So the only countries that are in this Arctic Council, so let's keep this in mind. This is kind of where I wanted to go with this, because we all know how everything has a deeper meaning than what it originally comes out as. So Canada, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Russia, and the US are the only countries that are a part of this Arctic Council that do these type of deep sea missions in order to go ahead and discover and environmental things and things like that. So I was waving to my neighbor, sorry. They're literally a stone's throw away because we live in town. Not a fan, but whatever. Okay, so let's talk about this, since we've kind of gone over, what the sub is used for, or so they're saying, and what we know about it at this point in time. Obviously, more information is going to continue to come out as the story progresses, just as anything else. But here's the next issue before I get into my thoughts on the entire thing and what could potentially be going down with it. Number one, okay, Russia is pretty secretive as far as a lot of their stuff goes. So we have to be keeping that in the back of our minds. China is very secretive as far as a lot of their kind of stuff goes. The two of them having these type of submarines, it kind of raises red flags as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, we know they have them. Obviously, the United States has them. Obviously, they're all over the place, but let's keep this in mind. So it was a nuclear-powered submarine. When something happens to a submarine such as that, could it potentially leak radiation into the ocean? Yes. So we have that aspect that we need to be considering. They're saying as of yet, you know, there is no nuclear radiation that they can see, but that doesn't mean that that's accurate information, because we all know how they like to cover things up when there's a huge, you know, thing going on. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about too. We're gonna have to dig deep to try to figure out what really happened with this story, because as with anything, another thing's going to happen tomorrow, and another thing the day after, and the day after that. So this story's just going to get buried in all the other things that continuously go on in this world constantly that we all can't freaking keep up with every single day. And we're going to have to dig to try to find the information. We're going to have to be good researchers. We're going to have to try to figure the information out. There's a couple of things that I reported on about a month ago that I want to dig back into that I haven't heard anything on, and I want to try to get some new updates as far as that goes, and this will be one of them because this is important. Now, not only is there the radiation potential, let's think of it this way. What if scenario, it's a reason to start a conflict, okay? What if it was targeted? What if they find out that it was blown up? What if it was hit with a missile? What if it was intentionally set on fire? These are all things that are very good possibilities that could have happened, or it could have just been an accident. Nobody knows. Are they going to tell us? Probably freaking not, because they don't tell us anything. They kind of leave it up to, you decide, whatever. Because most of us are sheeple and we're not paying attention, and we see a story and we're like, oh, that's terrible, and then we just mosey on about our day. So they realize that, and then they feel that they don't need to come out and actually tell the people that are paying attention, like us, what's actually going on. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out as far as that goes, whether it comes out that, yes, somebody had attacked it intentionally, and then is that going to start conflict? Is that going to start a conflict between two countries? Is that going to start a worldwide conflict? We don't know. But it's a possibility, so it's something that we need to be thinking of in the back of our minds, just like with everything else. So that's all I wanted to do was come on, go over that information, update you guys on what I found. If you have any more information about this, please let me know in the description box below, the comments, because all the information I can gather on this, I have everything in a folder from all the stories that I've done. I save all of my little notes. Literally, I write notes. I research everything all sorts of different ways, and then I come on and discuss it, and I save that information so I can back reference to it when I have updates on things and kind of go back over it skimmingly, which is what I'll be doing here in the near future. But like I said, please, if you have any other information, any other thoughts, concerns, things like that on this subject, please let me know. It's important, and we need to be keeping an eye on this. Is this something that could be the potential, July thing that they're talking about? Who knows? Could it be leading up to something? Who knows? The possibilities are endless in this crazy ass world, so it is what it is. That's all I've got for you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.